friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 8:02 on a Tuesday morning, and it's Coffee Talk. Rise and shine. I'm Wesh 2 First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris, chatting about the forecast today. And frankly, before we even get to the forecast, we just kind of need to see what's doing outside right now. And we are monitoring a nice and damp setup across Central Florida. Tower Cam Network live, checking it out and seeing the tourist district is raining and pouring as we've got some rains moving through, low clouds, all that fun stuff. Doesn't matter where you are, this has been impacting you or is continuing. So let's zoom in our first warning live Doppler radar, and let's just start in the metro area where it's not just the greens, we're starting to see some pockets of yellow. So zooming in on our live sweep, heaviest rainfall out near Disney. There's that live sweep moving through from about Disney World up to Dr. Phillips. So essentially, it's leaving Disney, working up to Universal. The heaviest stuff seems to be avoiding SeaWorld. So you gotta love that. But up next, after tracking these areas, it'll work right up I-4 into downtown Orlando, Orla Vista, Pine Hills, and the like, out to the east from about the Orlando International Airport through Lee Vista, Conway, Taft area. Another little pocket of rain that'll work out toward UCF. And as a matter of fact, if I widen this perspective out and put it into motion, you can overall see this clustering of showers crossing the beach line, eventually crossing the St. Johns River, and then getting out toward I-95. So we do have some clouds around, some showers around up to the north through Seminole County. We've been watching this batch of rain kind of sitting from about the Orlando Sanford International Airport out toward 415 and Osteen, working over towards southern Volusia County. So clouds are around, showers are around. The low clouds are with us. It's a damp start. No doubt about it. 64 degrees in Orlando now. It's 62 in Sanford, 61 degrees in Palm Coast, and the lower 70s into Brevard County. You can tell that there's a cold front in the area. Typing it out. Let me find the button. You can tell that there's a cold front in the area by looking at the wind turn, but I want to just over illustrate it for you, right? You can see that front pushing into South Florida as the cool air advects or pushes down the peninsula. We'll see the skies start to clear, the rains come to an end, the humidity drop. It's going to end up as a beautiful, beautiful day. We just have to get through this kind of crummy setup for now. Here's a look at the winds around town. Already that front has marched through, and you can tell by the turn of the winds, right? That direction out of the northwest. Earlier, literally, Orlando north was a northwest wind. Orlando south was still kind of a southeast wind, so it hadn't fully kicked around. But you get the idea, right? So that front has pushed on through, and now we just have to wait little by little, little by little. So let's dial up our futurecast model and see when are we going to rid ourselves of all of this meh weather, right? So let's get that loaded up for you. And here we are, just kind of starting around 9 o'clock. Now, guys are playing tricks on me here. Okay. So the Her model, I think, is doing a better job. Let's see here. It was at least earlier doing a better job. Okay, yeah. All right. So here's the Her model. It's got at least more shower activity on there. And through 9 o'clock keeps it kind of east southeast, which that actually makes sense. 11, 12 o'clock, only a sprinkle or two around. And then into the afternoon, notice it's going to keep a few showers trying to develop out east of the metro. So we're not going to completely clear out today, but if you live up north and west of town, you'll at least get some of that sunshine a little earlier, we'll say. And then overnight tonight, interesting that overnight tonight it wants to, so it's almost stalling. Interesting. The Her model's like stalling that front. Let's go back to the futurecast. That's different than the earlier run. So I'm curious what futurecast is doing here. Okay, all right. Futurecast, keeping those showers around, and that's as far out as it goes. Yeah, so it's not doing it. So anyway, it could be an odd run, but at the end of the day, basically what I see happening is the clouds move out. There will be showers lingering south. I think it should probably be outside of our West 2 coverage area, given the wind. But could this front die out a little further north? It could. Either way, I think this afternoon's going to be a comfortable forecast. The last few afternoons, it's been 90 or 89 degrees. This afternoon, different, right? 76 in Orlando, 74 in Daytona Beach, 75 degrees in Oak Hill. But tonight, let's talk about tonight's forecast, okay? Temperatures around town are going to be a bit different. So, in Orange County, let's just start for you, okay? 60s and upper 50s. That looks outstanding. Across the rest of town, 55 degrees in Ocala, 57 in Leesburg, 61 in Orlando, 60 degrees in New Smyrna Beach. So that's the impact of this front. Okay. We'll keep the clouds today, but that's the impact. Then we have another cold front. Look at that Sunday morning temperature. An even stronger cold front is moving our way, y'all. You ready for that? 53 degrees. So we've got some changes come this weekend. So let's put it together, look at the 7 day forecast, and then we can dive in a little deeper. All right, Central Florida's certified most accurate 7 day forecast showing the showers lingering the first part of the day today. Okay, but then clearing out, coolest temperature for the afternoons. Then tonight, a little cooler. Tomorrow, back to nearly 80 degrees, partly cloudy skies. I think Thursday, a couple of coastal showers will be with us. And then Friday, a front approaches us, bringing a few passing showers. Temperatures start to warm. Then that drops those temperatures, and you notice for the weekend, highs in the 70s, morning lows around 60 on Saturday, but a bit cooler on Sunday. So let's talk about those Sunday temperatures. While I'm getting my protein shake, because I'm an old man, talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Sunday morning, a chill. Is that jacket weather? Discuss. It's okay. 53 in Orlando, 48 in the Villages, 48 to wake up and Sunday morning in Ocala. I love that. I only also love it because I know that there's not much chill left in the tank. I know that summer's right around the corner, and summer's my favorite season, except for flying airplanes. It gets hot as sticky and gross in those things. They don't have air conditioning, so there's that. So anyway, if you're a fan of the warm weather, giddy up. If you're a fan of the cool weather, giddy up. We've got something for everyone. I would simply say enjoy what little version of that is coming, your favorite. Because after this, there's no more chill. That second front pops up, right? This weekend. Let's look at the GFS temperatures beyond this weekend, okay? It's showing around April 20th, a little cold front, around April 22nd, a little cold front. But this is the first run that's really hinted at that. So I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't hold my, let's just enjoy what we can, man. Let's just enjoy what we can. Jeannie Rowan says, whoa, weekend chill. It's my birthday. Nope, loving it. Going to love the chill, Debbie says. Frank, how about those Gators? How about those Gators? I'm wearing my blue and orange even if I'm not a Gator fan. But I got to support the Florida team. So it is what it is. Last year at this time, I ordered my fire table for my patio because the cooler mornings stayed through May, hoping April continues with the cooler mornings. Well, there you go. The models are now starting to hint at another one around the 20th. We'll see. If we look at the different model runs, that's the current run. Let's go one run back. It's not there, right? This is the model run I looked at this morning. So that's the 0Z run showing no additional cold front. So now it's starting to hint at another one around the 20th. Does that end up happening? There's no promise, but those that like the cool can certainly hold their breath. Just don't hold your breath. You also see GFS throwing temperatures at 95, 96 degrees, 17th, 18th. Yeesh McGeesh. So it's going to be getting hot. So there you go. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. Let me put together my next newscast here while let me slide over here. Let's talk amongst ourselves, see what's doing. Um, I'll pop up the 7 day forecast while we're just working. Kara says, yes, I'm grateful for the breeze. That does disappear in the summer. It does. That breeze. So I was out at Sun and Fun on Sunday. That breeze was the difference between it being horribly hot and bearable, we'll say. The breeze is everything, right? Yeah. Frank says, we chose to ignore the mid to upper 90s. Oh, on the GFS plot? I know. I know. I know. All right, we'll do that. Tracking some of these showers. I'm just popping up the radar. What I'm doing right now is I'm building my next hit for TV. Ooh, that rain in downtown Orlando is getting even heavier. Here, I'll pop it up for you guys. Um, I was doing it on the on-air computer. This is the computer that I do coffee talk on is basically mine. I'm almost the only one that uses it. But yeah, look at that. Look at that cluster of rain in Holden Heights. That's our radar. Melbourne's radar is not as hot. Tampa's radar is not as hot. So ours is a little hotter. Either way, it's pouring in downtown. Let's look at the Tower Cam network. That's down. Let's look at the different angles. Yeah, I mean, Lake Eola, downtown. I mean, it, it's a crummy morning. It's definitely not. What is the? How does the cheese? It's Chamber of Commerce weather. Gotta love that. Yeah, it's not what you would call Chamber of Commerce weather. Melissa says I-4 should be awesome. It's all lanes blocked on the beach line. A fire? All lanes blocked. Beach line eastbound is the news we're on right now. We'll have to go over and talk to Meredith and Nancy and get an update on that. Do that, and then that. All right, one more, and then I'm done. Do the quad. Okay. Clicker. Okay. We hold the rundown, see what time we hit next. What is this? The 8 o'clock show? It's 8:15. There it is. Okay. So I'm up after Terminal C upgrades. Very good. Millie says, waiting on a phone call from the doctor's office. May have to run. You do your thing. Jeannie Rowan's asking, is there a drive-through guest this week? I haven't put one together yet. I suppose we probably should. I haven't done it yet. Figure it out. We'll figure it out. Cindy says, is it looking like a cooler Easter? Well, that's the thing, right? If you look at so Cindy was asking if it looks like a cooler Easter. If you look at the modeling, April 20th is Easter, right? But that makes, okay, wait a minute. But that makes sense because remember, the recycle of that Longwood tornado pattern is around the 20th. So it makes sense that there's at least a front. There's no guarantee that it'll bring cooler air, but that does make sense. We've said it for weeks. As a matter of fact, in my phone, hold on, in my phone, I added this weeks ago, 420. Recycle of the tornado part of the pattern. I put that in my phone weeks ago. So it makes sense that there's a cold front there. Absolutely does. There you go. I'll probably wear some sweaters for the next few mornings, maybe this weekend too. Absolutely. I mean, I think I will. Just because it's not, you're gonna be putting that, you're gonna be mothballing it. You know? It's going away. So do it while you can, right? We'll see if it plays out for April 20th with a cold front. We know there's gonna be and it's at the desk. Okay. We know that it's going to be a storm system, but we'll see. All right. Let me set this up. Let's set this up for putting it down. All right.
Rescue operations as flooding continues in the state, and this deployment was directed by Governor DeSantis.
Orlando City Commissioners are signing off on the latest plans for MCO's Terminal C upgrades. Crews are building a walking bridge, which will get rid of having to walk through a parking garage to get to the terminal. 4 new gates are also coming. The money for the project is coming from an FAA grant. Now, this project should be complete by next year.
All right, we just keep on growing around here.
Love it.
Yep. All right, Eric, let's get you in to see what's on tap for today because
Yeah.
we can't keep track around here during this.
Well, I can.
No. Oh,
you
well,
can't.
good.
That's
Thank
your job.
goodness. I have like raincoats in my car,
Oh, yeah.
flip-flops,
No, I do too.
boots. I'm like, I don't know.
And
Is
with
it
the
90 or 70?
And with the kids, it's like you've got
Yeah.
one for you, one for the kids, and then there's the backup.
Complicated.
You know,
Complicated.
parenting. Oh, yes. So we've got a lot going on, though. I get it. I'm just teasing you. It's my love language. So I think. But let's talk about it, right? First off, we're tracking clouds and rain, but it's associated with a cool front. So instead of hitting 90 like we have the last few afternoons, we're on our way to about 76 this afternoon in Orlando, 74 degrees in New Smyrna Beach. Average high is about 82 degrees. So we're definitely not going to be getting there. We're going to be hanging below average. So there's that. That's for today. That said, it's all thanks to a turn in the winds. Yesterday was a southwest wind and it was a warm forecast, wasn't it? Now it's kind of breezy, 10, 15 miles an hour out of the northwest, and that's helping to drive in cooler, drier air. But we're in the battle zone. Cooler, drier air is around Lake County, Sumter County, Marion. The borderline is right over top of the metro, and that's why we have these clouds and showers. Nice little downpour crossing just south of Lake Ashby, working over toward Oak Hill, Edgewater area in Volusia County. Then there's this nice little downpour here crossing just south of Orlando. At times, pulsed up, starting to show some red on the radar. It's a good little gust. And I just want to look real fast. Give me 2 seconds here. Just want to check the winds on this. Just make sure it's not getting too feisty. It had that look, you know, it almost looked like it was trying to pull in some nice flow. So just had to check. Don't want any funnel clouds popping up. There's the beach line where it's about to start raining again. This will work over toward Port St. John, Cape Canaveral. But you get the idea. There's just scattered showers with us. Tourist District, Tower Camp, damp, right? Port Canaveral, you can see that line of rain moving on in downtown Orlando, the droplets of water on the lens from where it rains. Temperatures out the door, 60s, will climb a little bit to about 72 1 p.m., 76 degrees this afternoon, and Futurecast essentially going with a couple of showers, hit or miss, while we wait for this to eventually push on south. When it does, we'll keep it a little bit of rainfall around for Wednesday, and then come Thursday, Friday, we'll watch a frontal boundary sweep in again. That's going to make for an absolutely wonderful weekend ahead. High temperatures for your Saturday, Sunday in the 70s. But look at Sunday morning. Whoa. 40s north of town, 50s in the metro, even mid 50s along Brevard County's coastline. So we've got some great weather around. Yeah, a couple of showers here or there for Thursday, Friday. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. Those temperatures, listen, not many more cold fronts to track this year. Over to you. Okay, sorry about that. I could hear my French doors adjusting and the pressure moving, and I'm thinking that the corner is junk, all the stuff shoved haphazardly in the greens. Yeah, Jeannie Rowan, you're not wrong. That's kind of become a drop zone, which, if a boss ever watches Coffee Talk, I don't want to say I'm going to get yelled at. Kara says, I guess Eric sees himself on the screen, and that helps him know where to point. Exactly right. That's exactly how it works. Gisela says, everyone else watching news on TV, us coffee talkers watching from behind the scenes. See, that's how we roll here. That's what we do. We talk about the weather and we, just hang out. Wonder how strong the gusts got for me to hear the wind howl. I'm curious how much wind I got at my house or even how much rain. Let's see, how much rain? Let's see. All right, I'm going to my weather station at my house. I'm just curious. I got 3/100ths of an inch of rain at my house. 3/100ths of an inch of rain. Man, Michelle Rivera, that was good. It's so exciting to see you do the weather in the studio. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's your project, spring cleaning in that corner. Terry, I already cleaned the back of the weather center. There are other weather people on this dang team. Somebody else can handle that corner. uh, Barely got any rain yesterday, but there was, oh, I didn't even check the winds. I got zero rain yesterday. I got 3/100ths of an inch of rain today. All right, wind gust. Now I'll look. What is, yesterday was the 7th? Peak wind gust 13.8 miles an hour yesterday. Today, 12.2. There you go. Oh, wow. Carbon Fiber says 47.3 mile per hour gust at my house. Don't know if that's legit or not. You got a lot more wind if that's the case than I did at my house. Amy says it is chilly today. I mean, it's not jacket weather, but it's cooler than we've seen the last couple of days. Matt says April showers bring the moisture for the summer storms. Can't wait. April is a desert of dust. Sometimes it is, right? Yeah, not today, but sometimes it is. All right, let's go annoy the anchors. Nancy, I just love teasing you. I'm so sorry. Don't feel attacked. We're still live.
Hi.
I don't want you to feel attacked.
He's an attacker. That's what
No,
he does.
No, I have tough skin. You have to do a lot more than that. All right.
Challenge accepted. How y'all doing this morning?
Good morning. Hi, Coffee Talk friends.
Good morning, everyone. Go Gators. I'm sure you've already.
There have been a few. There have been a few. My big brother
Yeah.
has mentioned it a few times. I feel like
Love it.
everybody says good morning. Nicole says it's so nice to see behind the scenes. We're just hanging out. The funny thing is, I'm gonna put this down because I'm lazy. The funny thing is basically this is what we do between shows or
Commercial breaks,
before,
yeah.
because these hours are tough, and we've all done this for a very long time. If it weren't for good people, genuinely,
Yeah.
we couldn't do this. You can't wake up at 2 o'clock in the
No.
morning.
And you need to have
Yeah.
people that like glasses half full, like they're happy, like most, I would say positive people.
Because when one of
Yeah.
us doesn't, we attack them with love.
No, you
With
pick,
love.
everybody has those days. You pick them up, but you know what I mean. Like it's a tough shift, so you've got to be like a happy outlook on life.
Yeah. No, it's not easy to deal with jerks anytime, but at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, your filter's gone.
great group of people here. And I was just told in my ear that I may have to do traffic.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
during
get
the
you ready.
Oh,
I'm
this is
gonna
this
get
is gonna
Nancy
be.
ready for this.
It seems like
No,
I'm panicking
Stop
because
it. She's
I
not
haven't
gonna
done
panic.
that
I'm gonna help
You
you.
won't.
All
Mi-
set. You're gonna be ready.
She's gonna help you. Listen,
Yeah.
Michelle
Yeah, okay.
Corrado said one day, I think it was her last day ever doing it. She's like, "This is terrible." She said that on the air. She messed up the compass. And,
Megan Mackey's on assignment. She's our traffic expert.
Right,
So when
and
she leaves us, we're like, panic.
Right.
But we got this.
And then I'm
Okay.
just filling in. So I'm like, I don't even
No,
know.
I got you. Here we go.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh my God.
baby, love TV, live TV. All right, let me get my cut in set up. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have anything to talk about. Let's see. Actually, wouldn't be surprised if it did get to that high. Some of my larger trees were having whiplash at times. Interesting. Kim says, "You're so natural in the element. Love these." Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. Listen, we're just hanging out. Really, though, I've got to get this next cut in set. Stand by 2 seconds. What tower cam should we use? Let's do the World Center. Yeah, that's a good one. But you got this. Love the field trips. You're making me snort laugh. Yes, that's how we start the day. Do that. Perfect. All right, let's go do this cut in. Do you think there will be any severe weather attached to the next front in a couple of weeks? That's one of those things you have to watch inside of like 4 or 5 days. How high was the learning curve when you got to the station to apply to learned at school? It takes a while to figure out how to do this, and then you got to figure out how to put the makeup on. It's a whole thing. All right, let's get situated here. So, just so you newbies know, that middle screen is what's on TV, so to speak. So that's the one I look at, just so that you know. Yep, got it. All right, good morning. Clouds and rain starting to finally clear Orlando, but it's all shifting east to Brevard County. So just a heads up, it's going to be a dreary start. We will clear things out little bit by little bit this afternoon. So that was a little heavy. So I ended up with like 12 seconds to do weather. And in live TV, that's the way it works is you have to roll. You're good. Oh, you did, but but you were just doing the things. You're good. Why are you worried? I'm going to make shirts for all of us. Not that important. My, these are not fans. These are people that are just sipping coffee watching a train wreck. We all love a good train wreck. Not you. Not you, the train. No, 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 not you. I'm trying. Oh, good gravy. Just trying over here. All right. I've got one more hit. We'll do it together, and then we can put a bow on Coffee Talk. Where's this airing? I tried to. So Kara, it's on CW18. Well, that was on WESH, but this is CW18 is our newscast that we're in. Our newscast on CW18 goes until 10 a.m. It's like Matt says, "Oh, don't make the ladies mad." All right, setting my radar views up. Stand by. Do that. Clearing out of Kissimmee. We'll do that. Over to the east. That's fine. And let's pick a different tower cam. Thank you. Michael says you're all great. I love it. Mickey, it's a train. Hey, look, we're just doing our things. We're doing our things. Sanford, Daytona. Yeah, we'll do Daytona. Haven't done Daytona in a minute. All right. Now explain the train wreck. It's just a bunch of people trying to make news for 17 hours in a day. That's all. Is it always live or pre-recorded? Oh, it's live. This is a live show. This is a live show. Look at that radar. You see that radar? What's that time say? 8:30 a.m. It's live. Matt's asking how the traffic hit went. It wasn't the worst I've ever seen. It wasn't the worst I've ever seen. All right. Get that set. We'll do this one hit and then we can do our thing. Joe says the traffic hit was perfect. Nancy thought it was great TV as well. Yeah. We are live every morning at 8. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah. Coffee Talks live every morning at 8 o'clock. Just about.
Now, on Sunrise, immigration advocates and bank leaders were raising their voices over a plan to allow police to cooperate with ICE. Plus, pushback rose over President Trump's tariff strategy and his plan for a harsher tariff regime. American Dell lost to get Tuesday, the first speech of the forecast. First rain meteorologist Eric Morris is here now. Eric, seeing a little green there on the radar.
It's green. I see some yellow, and I spy with my little eye a little bit of red too, hanging out toward Lake Pickett, Lake Mills, out in Chuliota, Bithlo area. That'll continue to work out to the east, crossing the St. John's, but little pockets of heavier rainfall. Everything little by little is working off to the east. If you're in Kissimmee, this is probably your last good soaker. Then that moves out toward East Lake Toho, Lake Hart, Lake Mary Jane, Narcoossee, and continues to scoot and works over toward Brevard County. We saw some thunderstorms earlier in Brevard. Next up is these showers, but you can see up to the north and west, the skies have cleared. So we're doing better and better there. And little by little, we're sweeping the moisture out and we'll turn cooler, drier into tonight and tomorrow morning. 62 out the door in Orlando. It was sitting at 70 right up to about 2 hours ago. That's how you can tell that front has really started to turn things around. But this is the overall setup. Cloudy, damp, humid. Forecast through the day today continues to drop that rain coverage. Essentially, we see a sprinkle or two through 3 p.m. While we make it to 76, as we set the sun tonight, those temperatures drop off and get a little cooler. So just how cool do they get? We'll talk about that and an even colder cold front on the way. Central Florida's most accurate forecast in minutes.
Okay, you're still all that.
Okay, now we can chat some more. Let's see here. Jeannie Rowan says we need talk merch, shirts, mugs, umbrellas. I'll have to ask the boss. I've said it for years. We'll get there. One day we'll get there. We'll get there. It's moist, sir. I forget that people don't like that word. Everybody's a critic. Ay, 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 ay. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all good? Are we good? Why did it take that cold front so long to cross the US? Different atmospheric patterns. That's at the end of the day, that's what it is. Each, the atmosphere is just different. So it depends on the overall setup. Yeah. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? How we doing? Did I miss the coastal forecast? Here, we can get you the coastal forecast. Here's the coastal 7-day forecast. There, that should help you out a little bit. How's that? Traveling to Miami, how's the weather heading south? It's going to be cloudy and wet for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. People out west slowing our cold front down. I know. That's okay. All right. Y'all have questions, comments, concerns? Little by little, scooting that rain out of here. We good? All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for coffee talk. I'll do it from the house maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Be good. We'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.